Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Friend. I run Sarasana Yoga and I've been doing classes at my local parish church, Carrick Knowe Parish Church, doing a chair yoga on Wednesdays and a vinyasa yoga on Thursday evenings. So we're just bringing these classes online for the time being, and I just want to say welcome. I did my YTT, my 200-hour yoga teacher training at Sunshine Yoga in Edinburgh, and I've been teaching chair yoga for now the last 2 months, just wanting to bring these classes online for everyone who's been coming because it's been such a wonderful group. So hopefully some of you are viewing this today, and I think actually a few others who aren't in the area are actually gonna be looking at the class too, so it's exciting that we can share that to a bit wider of an audience. So along with my YTT, my yoga teacher's training, which was just a broad training in Ashtanga and Vinyasa and restorative and a bit of Yin, I have been following the teachings of Edeltraud Ronfield. So this is a great book that a friend of mine, well actually a fellow chair yoga teacher had recommended. So a lot of my inspiration comes from that book, but then I've pulled the postures and the asanas together in my own unique way. Great, so I will just get started with the class. Best kind of chairs for chair yoga are chairs without wheels and without arms. So just a flat dinner chair, as flat a base as possible. It doesn't need to have a back, although it's helpful for some of the postures, some of the asanas. Wow, we are really going to be learning together with this one. I did a few test runs, but the heat's on and my camera was propped up on the heater with some blue tack, and the blue tack melted and the camera came down. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna start over. Chair yoga is a wonderful meditative practice. I find it really enriching to teach, and I find that it gives practitioners a nice sense of calm coming out of it. It's like an extended mindfulness practice. So just getting into it, it's good to know that we'll be working with flexibility and we'll be working with strength, but the main goal is a settling into the awareness of the body and linking the body and the mind through the breath and movement. To begin this session, we're going to start with a meditation. So just closing down your eyes now. Beginning to notice how your breath feels in your body. Maybe how it enters at the tip of your nose. Or maybe you notice how your chest fills up when you breathe in. Finding where you notice your breath with the most ease in your body. Now working with a body scan, we're going to bring our awareness to the top of our head. Feeling into everything you can feel here, or maybe there is a lack of sensation, a lack of feeling. Just noticing whatever you notice. And on the next exhale, let that awareness go. Relax everything you can. Coming now down into our face, feeling around the outsides of our eyes, our cheeks, our jaw, maybe the corners of our lips. Taking a nice juicy inhale here. And on the exhale, release everything you can. Jaw loosens, cheeks relax down the face. The eyes release. Taking that awareness down into our shoulders, we might notice how, without any effort, they rise and fall as we breathe. Working with this natural raising and lowering, we can inhale into this area of the body, and on the exhale, just relax into that release, that lowering of the shoulders. Coming down into the chest and the stomach. Breathing into this area here. And on the exhale, we'll release as well. Maybe coming to hunch over a little bit. Anything that helps you encourage the relaxation. That attention, that mindfulness now follows down the body into the hips and the thighs, maybe even the glutes. Feeling in the body here, feeling any sensation you can. Maybe you notice how the thighs and the sit bones are supported by your chair. Breathing in here, and on your next exhale, releasing. Continuing down the body into our knees and our calves. Taking a few moments to feel into any sensation you can feel here. Getting ready, and now exhaling out this awareness, exhaling out any release you can. Finally, coming to rest in the feet. We might notice the soles of our feet resting on the floor. Maybe our feet are a bit cooler than the rest of our body. Feeling into whatever we feel here. Now releasing. Keeping our eyes closed, we'll gently flip over our palms if they're not already, making sure we have our hands, the palms, facing towards the ceiling. Breathing into our shoulders, we'll notice how they continue to rise and fall with the breath. Each exhale sinks them lower and lower down the back. Bringing our awareness down our biceps and then into our elbows. We'll feel any sensation we can here. Breathing in here, and on the exhale we release. Coming down into our forearms, noticing if there's anything we can feel. Maybe there's a lack of sensation. Spending a few breaths here. On your next exhale, we'll release the attention there and bring it down into our hands. Feeling the weight of the backs of our hands on our thighs. feeling a warmness and maybe a tingling sensation on our palms faced upward into the air. Breathing deep, long breaths here. Allowing this calm body scan to maybe bring deeper, longer breath. Our attention is now just on our fingertips. Can we feel any sensation here? Maybe again there's a slight tingling, this almost wanting to feel that the body creates. Maybe we can feel a breeze through our fingertips. And slowly now, with our eyes still closed, we'll begin to move our fingers, just wiggling little bit by little bit. Noticing how, with our eyes closed, and after our body scan, our attention is focused in, feeling the skin move as you stretch and collapse the joints. Coming to rest the hands in stillness once again, we'll bring our awareness back down to our toes and begin to wiggle them here. Slowly, slowly inviting movement. Resting our toes in stillness, and then coming to blink our eyes open, knowing that if at any point we'd like to keep our eyes closed, then we're welcome to do so. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our right heel up and coming on to our tiptoes, and on the exhale, bringing that right heel back down. Now into our left, inhaling the left heel up. And the exhale brings it down. One more time on each side. If you're breathing a bit faster, maybe you do 2 more times. Knowing that we're just linking the breath, or we're linking the movement with our breath, how it is in this moment. Both feet resting on the floor. The next inhale raises the toes of the right foot up. And on the exhale, we place them down. Inhaling the toes of the left foot up. And exhaling to place them down. Continuing one more time on each side. Slow, mindful movements. Paying attention to the feelings as you move. With both feet now resting on the floor. We'll take our hands to clasp underneath our right hamstring. Lifting that knee up, straightening the spine on an inhale. And an exhale, we'll bring the knee towards the head, crunching over. On an inhale, we straighten up. And on an exhale, we crunch. Knee and head come towards each other. Inhaling to rise, allowing the sounds of here and wherever you are to wash over you. Exhaling, knee and head come towards each other. Inhaling up and exhaling to place that right foot back on the floor. Coming now into our left hand side. Fingers interlace under left hamstring. Inhaling the knee up. Straight spine. Exhaling, knee and head come towards each other. Inhaling to straighten. And exhaling to crunch for 2 more breath cycles. Inhaling into our straight spine. And exhaling to place that foot back down on the floor. Closing our eyes and feeling into our hips and our knees. Is there any change in sensation here? Blinking our eyes open once again. We'll hold on to our chair and inhale that right foot up flexed. Exhaling to point it. Inhaling to flex. And exhaling to point, continuing for 3 more breath cycles. Making this our last one. On the exhale, placing that foot back down on the floor. And inhaling the left foot flexed up. Exhaling to point the toes. And inhaling to flex them. Continuing for 3 more breath cycles here. Making this our last flex. And on the exhale, placing that foot back down on the floor. Inhaling to rise the hands up as the fingers point towards the ceiling. In a stop position, exhaling, bending those hands, fingers point down, just bending at the wrists here with arms up, stretching, inhaling the fingers to the ceiling, and exhaling, bending at the wrists, fingers to the floor. Continuing for 3 more breath cycles. Making this our last inhale, keeping the hands raised when the fingers are up. And exhaling the hands over to the right hand side. Inhaling them up to point. And exhaling them to the left hand side. Continue 1 more time on each side, making sure the exhale twists the wrists and the inhale brings the fingers back up to the ceiling. Flipping our palms, bringing our elbows down towards our side bodies. Inhaling, opening out. Hands come towards your back wall. Exhaling, bringing the hands to come in line with the body. Inhaling, opening up, coming into our T. And exhaling towards our center line. 1 more time here. Closing our eyes down, placing our palms on our thighs, and feeling into our shoulders now, our last point of movement. Taking these moments of stillness to touch back in with our breath. Notice how it might be changing, or maybe it's not, with the movement. There's no right or wrong way for your body to be reacting. Just tuning in and recognizing it. Blinking open our eyes now, we're going to invite a bit more movement. So on the inhale, opening our arms wide up towards the sky. And on the exhale, bringing them to cross and giving ourselves a little hug. Inhaling, opening wide. And exhale, crossing them, seeing if we can cross the other way, but not worrying too much if we can't remember which was the way we crossed the first time. Coming out, we're going to do this 2 more times. Inhaling, rising the hands up, poking the chest a little bit forward here, slight back bend. Exhaling, crossing. One more time. Inhaling, opening up, chest opens, slight back bend. Exhaling to close down your eyes and giving yourselves a little hug. Maybe a tight squeeze, breathing easy here. Blinking our eyes open once again. We'll take our arms wide, but up this time. Inhaling, gathering everything up towards the top, coming to touch. Exhaling, bringing our hands through our heart center, our Urdhva Tadasana to Tadasana. Inhaling to point into the center. And exhaling, just our elbows down towards our side bodies in our Sphinx pose. Inhaling up wide, gather everything, gather the energy. Exhale, bring it down through our heart center. Inhaling, hands come to point. Exhaling, elbows towards rib cage, towards our side body, our Sphinx pose. Inhale, Urdhva Tadasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Hands resting at our heart center. Inhale, arms come straight, pointing out in front of us. Exhale, elbows down towards our rib cage, shoulders sink away from our ears, down the back. Inhaling up wide, last time. Exhaling, hands through our heart center. Inhaling to point. And exhaling into our Sphinx pose. Shoulders down back, chest open wide. Stay here yourself with your hands perpendicular to your body out the front. I'm just going to show you how it's going to feel. So we want the chest to be opening up this way and shoulders down the back. We can now try that here. So bring your hands to your collarbones and bring pressure along your chest and see how that opens that wide. Maybe give a tiny back bend here. Exaggerate how it'll feel in the chest and then come into our neutral spine. Resting our hands down on our legs, chest wide and open. Neutral spine here, and now coming into our cat-cow variation. Inhaling, stomach comes in, head looks up. So our stomach is pointing towards our knees, and on the exhale, we round the opposite way. Our back comes towards the back of our chair as we look down towards the floor. Inhale, stomach comes in the direction of the knees. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, reversing the movement. Being as exaggerated or as slight as your body is telling you to do today. Following with our breath, matching our movement to our breath. Coming into this for 3 more breath cycles. Noticing your shoulders as they loop back when your stomach comes out towards your legs, looking up. Exhale, notice how they arch in as your back curves towards the back of your chair. Gaze down. One last time. On the exhale, resting in that arch back, let your arms hang, folding over, curving over your legs, head comes down heavy. Take 1 deep inhale and exhale here. And on the next inhale, slowly rise back up to a straight back. Gaze comes back to our neutral. Coming back into our bicycles that we did at the beginning. We're going to alternate them with our Natarajasana, our dancer. I always have trouble saying that. So getting into our position, we'll interlace our hands underneath our right hamstring. Inhaling the knee up, straight spine. And exhaling, knee comes to head, nose, knee and head come towards each other. Inhaling to rise. We're going to do this 3 times. And on the exhale, head and knee come towards each other. Inhaling once more. And final crunch. Inhaling in our straight spine. We'll exhale to place that right foot down. Our left foot comes a little bit further out, and our right foot comes a little closer to our chair. Bringing our left hand to the back of our chair. We'll inhale that right hand up towards the ceiling. We'll breathe here for 3 breaths. So just showing you how it looks from the side. Gaze up towards our hand that is risen, unless this hurts our neck, and then we can look at the floor, or maybe gaze out in front of us. Taking your final breath here. Exhaling, our arm down, our feet come back to our neutral position. Grabbing our chair. We can either be sitting fully back on our chair, or we can be sitting a little bit further now, knowing that if you come a little bit further, and you don't have to come that much further than fully back on the chair, it will feel harder. So we're going to come into our Navasana, our boat pose. Using our chair for stability, grabbing onto it with our hands, we'll inhale both legs up. We're going to breathe here for about 5 breaths. So deciding whether you're stable here, or maybe if you want to challenge yourself, bringing your arms up above your head. So actually just a little bit tilted out in front of you, maybe coming up towards the corner of the room that you're facing. 4th inhale and exhale. Final inhale and exhale, coming to rest. Taking a resting breath here, maybe moving a little bit. Getting ourselves ready, we're going to come into this 2 more times. So grabbing onto our chair, coming into our legs first, we might tense up our thighs and our glutes. And then inhale, those knees come straight, legs lift. Finding stability here, challenging ourselves and raising our arms, strong through our glutes and our thighs and our calves, strong through our abdominals. Breathing for 5 breaths in total. Making this our 4th breath. 5th, inhale, and exhale, we come down. Feeling our body warm, maybe feeling our breath quicken a bit. Closing down our eyes and sensing anything we can sense. How do we feel now? How is our breath now? Taking a nice, deep, juicy inhale, and then we'll sigh it out. Blinking the eyes open and coming in for our last Navasana. Engaging in the thighs, engaging in the glutes, and inhale, straightening those legs. Maybe bringing the arms up to strong through the legs, strong through the abdominals. Breathing here for 5 breaths. And just to show you what it looks side on, continuing, you're holding. Doing wonderfully, everyone, making this our 4th inhale. Knowing we can always come down if we watch this video again early and it's too strong. And then exhaling, coming down, bringing our legs down. Coming back into our seated position. We'll bring that left foot in and the right foot out this time to come into our dancer on our right hand side. So it's the left heel that has come a little bit closer towards the back of the chair and the right foot that is pushed a little bit further away from our body. Grabbing that chair on our left hand side, we'll inhale the right arm up and look up at the right fingertips. Making sure we switch sides, just in case my directions have gotten off. Breathing here for 1 more inhale. And on the exhale, bringing that hand down, feet come back in line. We'll even out our bicycles on this side. So taking our hands to interlace under our left hamstring. Inhaling up and exhaling our knee and our head towards each other. Inhaling to rise. I'll show you again from the side on. We exhale and crunch. Inhaling to rise, straight spine, knee lowers a bit. And exhaling to crunch our last time. Inhaling to rise and exhaling to place the foot back on the floor. We're going to come into a few standing postures now. So just getting yourself ready and deciding whether or not you're comfortable standing. So if you're just wanting to stay in a seat, or it's just not possible for you to stand, I'm going to invite you to work on your breath. So just working through the next minute or so, trying to focus on feeling your breath wherever it is on your body, and knowing that your attention might wander, and that's okay, but anytime you catch it, just slowly bringing your attention back to the breath. For those of us who are ready to do our standing sequence, we'll stand up now. Coming into our Tadasanas, we'll inhale our hands up towards the sky, coming to touch the hands and exhaling them, lowering them hands towards our heart center. Inhaling to rise up. And exhaling to come to our heart center. Closing down our eyes here. We're going to raise our hands once more and then we're going to bend. So inhaling our hands come up towards the ceiling. And exhaling, bending the knees and bending at the hips, just folding forward. We might come to rest our hands on our thighs here, deciding whether this is enough for us today. Or maybe we bring our hands down to our shins, finding where it's comfortable and stable for you to rest. Taking a few breaths here. On an inhale, straighten the back. If your hands on your thighs, just coming to about here. If your hands are on your shins, your back will be more like a tabletop. Taking your hands down, not pressing on your knees, but walking up your body on the inhale. Rising up, hands come to touch above the head. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhaling once again, hands rise above our head. Exhaling, we're going to bend over to the right hand side, so hands just come towards that right hand corner of whatever room you're in. Inhaling up to center, and exhaling over to the left hand corner. Inhaling to rise, and exhaling over to the right. One more time on the left, we inhale to rise towards our center. And exhale to come over to the left. Inhaling to rise once more. Coming to sit back down in our seat. We're going to raise opposite arm and opposite leg. So raising our right arm and our left leg. You can see the interruption has shuffled me a little bit. Breathing here for one deep inhale and exhale. Inhaling one more time. And on the exhale, placing them down. Inhaling now, the left arm and the right leg up. Inhaling and exhaling here. Inhaling one more time. And on the exhale, placing the leg and the arm back down. Coming now into our leg claps. We might scooch a little bit further on our seat so it's just our sit bones on our seat. Inhaling our arms up wide and exhaling to come and clap either on or under our leg. Inhaling wide and exhaling, clapping on or under that leg. Inhaling wide and exhaling to clap. One more time, inhaling wide and exhaling to clap. Placing that leg back down on the floor. Increasing our movement, increasing our heart rate. Bringing our arms to raise up into the T. And now, small circles coming to the front. Breathing easy here. Reversing our movement. Taking a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, clapping above our heads and releasing. Small circles to the front. Small circles to the back. Taking a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, clapping above our head. Coming back one more time, small circles to the front. Feeling that burn in our shoulders. Small circles to the back, reversing that movement. Taking a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, final clap. Bring the arms down. Paschimottanasana, the chair yoga version. Sitting back nice and far on your chair. We're going to hold on to the sides of the chair and inhale the right leg up, straight spine. Exhale, bending at the hips, body comes towards the leg. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to rise just the torso. And exhale to place the foot on the floor. Inhaling to rise the left leg, straight spine. Exhale, bending at the hips. Torso comes towards our leg. Inhaling here. And exhaling. Inhaling to rise just the torso. And exhaling that foot and calf down towards the floor. One more time on each side. I'll show you the side on view. So inhale, raising that right foot, straight spine. Exhale, bending at the hips. Inhale here. And exhale here. Inhale to rise the torso. And exhale to lower that foot and leg down. Last time on the left side, inhaling to straighten the leg, straight spine as we exhale, bend from the hips. Inhaling here and exhaling. Inhaling to rise from the torso. And exhaling the foot back down. Coming back into our hands and our shoulders. We'll clasp our hands in our Ganesh pose. So our Ganesh mudra, just to show it to you a bit closer. We're gonna have the right hand, back of our hand facing the front. So staying in our seat here. Inhaling, and on the exhale we pull our hands closed and tight away from each other, elbows towards our side walls. Inhale to release, and exhale to pull those hands apart while they're clasped. Inhale to release, and one more time, exhaling to pull apart. Inhaling to release. We'll take that right elbow up towards the sky now. So just finding where our range of motion is as much as we, so the main goal is to keep our shoulders level, so we're not twisting our body like this, we're merely just taking that right elbow up towards the sky. On the inhale, we'll lift that elbow towards that right corner, and exhale, bringing the hands back to the middle of the chest. Thinking about a slight tuck of the tailbone here, just making sure we're not arching our back too much. Inhale, elbow rises. Exhale, lowering to our neutral. One more time on this side. Inhale, elbow rises, and that's what pulls the hands up. Exhale, lowering, coming back into our neutral. Swapping our sides. And inhaling now, the left elbow up. Exhaling, our hands come towards our center. Inhaling, elbow towards the corner of the wall, hands rise. And exhaling, elbow lowers, hands come towards the middle of the chest. One more time. Inhaling, elbow raises, following your breath. Knowing it's okay to get a little out of sync as long as you just move on to the next movements when they're done. Exhaling, our hands towards our heart center. Placing our hands on our laps. Coming into our forearm twists. Twists are an amazing thing for the spine. They lubricate the joints in between the vertebrae, and they're just really amazing to get that rejuvenating liquid in there. So for this twist, our forearm We're going to take our left forearm across both legs and inhale the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Gaze towards those fingertips. We're going to breathe here for 3 breaths. So know that if your head is not feeling good looking up, you can always just look down here. Last inhale. The exhale, we're going to take that right hand and thread it underneath the left armpit. So coming to cross the arms. And then lower as if we're bending over those front legs. Inhale to rise. Right forearm stays on the legs. And left hand, as you inhale, comes up towards the ceiling. Breathing here for 3 breaths. Paying attention to how your neck feels. Lowering it if that felt more comfortable on the other side or feels more comfortable on this side. Making this our last inhale. And on the exhale, taking that right hand and left hand, and threading it underneath and through our right armpit. So crossing the other way now this time. Exhaling, lowering down, breathing in and out here. So it's an inhale that rises your chest and uncrosses the arms. We're going to come into some final neck releases. Just ending this video a little bit sooner than normal because of the battery issues. So we'll have our head in our neutral, inhaling here. And on the exhale, we bring our right ear down towards our right shoulder. Inhale the head up. Exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Inhaling towards our neutral one more time on each side. Exhaling, right ear towards right shoulder. Inhaling up. We want to be staying in as level a plane as possible. Exhaling that left ear towards our left shoulder. And inhaling to come up. Exhaling to look down at the ground. Just the neck moves here. Inhaling, looking up towards the sky. Exhaling to look down. And inhaling to come back to neutral. So we're moving into our no head shakes. Inhaling here and then exhaling, gaze comes over right shoulder. Inhaling towards our center. And exhaling the opposite way, gaze over left shoulder. Inhaling to center. One more time on each side. Slowing down our movement before we come to our final Shavasana, our rest. And all those who come to my classes will know it's coming to rest and neutral when you're done. So those of you who come to my classes will know we all do our Shavasanas in the chair. So that's what I'm going to teach, but if you're someone who doesn't mind getting up and getting down onto the floor, if that's what you'd like to do now, just taking your time to do that and making sure you're cozy and comfortable. Taking a deep inhale, allowing the breath to fill your chest, and on the exhale, allow everything to release. Maybe sighing it out, taking another inhale. And a sigh this time as we exhale. Closing down the eyes here. We're going to work on a breath meditation for our final closing Shavasana. So remembering how we brought our attention to our breath in the beginning, just briefly before our body scan. I talked about allowing your attention and awareness to rest where your breath came to you with the most ease. So taking a moment to find that for yourself. You might notice how the breath enters your nose with a slight tingling sensation on the tip, both when you breathe in and when you breathe out. Keeping the eyes closed here, you might notice how your shoulders raise and lower with each inhale and exhale. Breathing in, you might notice your chest expand in every direction, filling up like a balloon. And as you breathe out, deflating. Maybe you feel your breath in your belly. Allowing it to expand out on the inhale and come in on the exhale. Maybe you feel your breath somewhere else, just noticing where the awareness comes with the most ease and resting your attention there. Resting your attention on the sensations, anything you can feel, anything you are aware of. It's quite common for the mind to wander, so do not worry if you catch yourself in thought. Simply and compassionately, just bring your attention back towards your breath. It's the act of holding the awareness and the attention while other things go on around. That is our doorway into meditation. Seeing if we can have all our attention on the breath, but if not, just allowing the sounds of the external world to roll over us, letting our thoughts do the same. They'll continue to roll by as you continue to hold your awareness on your breath, not grasping after each one, but letting them go as quickly as they enter. Kindly and compassionately drawing our attention back to the breath. Every action of doing so builds our meditation practice. So it's a point to rejoice in, not to become distraught or upset. Slowly we're going to bring our attention back into whatever room we're in. Keeping our eyes closed, we might allow ourselves to notice the sounds more. Maybe notice the feeling in the room. Is it cold or is it warm? Beginning to imagine the room we're sitting in, or maybe we're lying down. What does it look like? Can we see light through our eyelids? Is it a nice sunny day, or are we maybe practicing in an overcast type of weather, or maybe we're practicing at night? Keeping our eyes closed, we'll bring our hands up to our heart center, Anjali Mudra in our prayer pose. Feeling the weight of the knuckles on our chest bone. Inhaling and exhaling audibly here. Feeling the cheeks heavy. Exhaling, the shoulders lower. And now, finally coming to blink open the eyes and come back into this space. Thank you for practicing with me today and for experiencing this experiment with me. We'll continue to upload some videos and we might move on to Zoom. So just thank you, and I hope that the practice brings you some nice calm, some rest in the mind. I know that it can be a quite anxious time, so just playing this practice again whenever you need. Namaste, thank you.